world is I, Capri Nicole, and I am back with another video. So I have my ring light on and it's just not doing what it needs to do. So I have the window open. Hopefully that adds a little bit of light so it's not looking a little dingy as far as the lighting is concerned. We're here because fall has come. Fall has finally come. I know growing up we were all tricked into thinking that summer was the superior month, and that really only was because we were not going to school and we got to hang out with our friends and travel and stuff. But now as an adult, being out in the heat in the summertime is not where it's at, okay? When fall comes and it's just the perfect temperature, like the 70s, you can put your sweater on, you get all these cozy warm drinks, you get the cider, the cocoa, the pumpkin spice, you get to go pumpkin painting, pumpkin carving. Just the vibes of fall is officially my favorite season. I'm willing to accept that fall is my favorite. So we're gonna be doing some spooky recommendations from books that are on my TBR. Being as I've been struggling to read, I've been in a reading slump, but I'm fighting to get out of it. I'm fighting for my life, y'all. I'm gonna make it out on the other end. So today I have my handy dandy notebook. You know what I'm saying? I got 10 books that are on my TBR that are like horror, spooky vibes. So we're gonna talk about them. They may be old, they may be new, they may have been some you've heard about, maybe some you've never heard about. So get your notebooks ready, get your good read prepped, get it out, let's go, and let's get into the video, baby. So the first book that I have on my spooky TBR list is White Smoke, and this has been on my TBR for a little bit, and I am so excited about this book because first of all, the cover is absolutely just gorgeous. Like, Tiffany D. Jackson really does what needs to be done with her covers. They just always just deliver. And Tiffany D. Jackson, I don't think she's ever written a book that is like horror, but in some way all of her books have like this creepy vibe, this creepy feel that just like clings to you when you read her books. And I think I've read all of her books except maybe one, and all of her books just have this feel when you're reading it that's just like you're wondering what's going on. It kind of feels like a mystery. It kind of feels like something, like you constantly feel like something's about to happen, like when you watch a horror movie. So this book, White Smoke, is following our main character. Her name is Marigold, and her blended family just moved to a new state, and they're staying at this house that is haunted. And I've seen a couple people talk about this book when they've done their wrap-ups. I usually skip it though because I don't want to know too much about it, but I do know that some people have said that it just has this creepy feel, and the same way that you watch horror movies and there's like jump scares, it feels similar to that with this book. And apparently like her younger sister is telling her that there's a ghost that's her friend and she wants her to die and all this. Like, I just am excited because Black people in a haunted house, like, I just know it's gonna be funny. I know it's gonna be creepy. I know it's gonna be horror filled because she's just really good with delivering like a horror theme. So when I found out she was finally writing a horror book and it was based in a horror house, and I've been checking the ratings on Goodreads, they have not budged. They are going higher and higher. I think it's at like a 4.2 right now. So clearly people that have read it have really enjoyed it. So it's at the top of my list. So the second book that I have on my TBR of horror spooky filled books is The Forest of Stolen Girls, but it's like a historical mystery, and it follows the main character. Her name is Heroine, and when her and her sister were younger, they were abducted and were later found unconscious in a forest, and the only thing that they remember is the person that took them had a white mask on. So obviously there's an uproar based off of that entire crime scene situation. So her and her family moved to a different state, continue their life, but her father is a detective, and he finds out that there are 13 girls that are missing from their hometown, so he decides to go back there because it's similar to their case, and he wants to try to find the girls. But once he goes and tries to find them, he ends up going missing as well. So now she's going back there trying to find her father and trying to uncover some mysteries, find some solutions, and find out what the hell is going on. I want to say this is set in like the 14 or the 1500s, but it just has that creepy feel. Like anytime like someone is kidnapped or there's forest involved or it's like a mystery, it just has that, that clingy, creepy feel. So reading it kind of creeps me out. But anything that has a forest or somebody like lost in the forest, I'm just like, ugh, that just scares the shit out of me. Like I could not imagine, especially being lost in the forest with your younger sister and you trying to get the hell on. Like I just could not imagine that. And honestly, I really like this cover because it's like all black and white and then the letters are bold red, which is also adding to the creepy vibe, blood, red, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I need that. And then on top of that, the daughter is trying to rescue the father. Like I'm ready. I feel like it's just gonna be girl boss mystery vibes, and I think she's gonna find him and she's gonna find out what the hell's going on and she's gonna solve the mystery and everything's gonna be all good. But there are 13 girls that are missing, so she's going to find out about that and also find out about where her first book that I have on my spooky TBR is My Heart is a Chainsaw. And I have been seeing so many people read this damn book, and I just checked and that book is on Scribd. I kind of want to check and see if it's gonna have like spooky music, spooky theme, you know what I'm saying, so I can really get into it. If not, then I'll pick up the physical copy, because you're not gonna tarnish my reading experience. If you're not gonna deliver the spooky feels in audiobook, I will not be reading it. I will just buy a physical copy in Barnes & Noble. It's about this main character. Her name is Jade, and she's half Indian, and she's basically a loner because her family is abusive and she doesn't really have any friends. So she finds comfort in watching horror films, and slowly but surely her town starts having these chain of events that happen that are similar to the horror films that she is watching. And as you're reading it, she can predict what's going to happen, and she's also like second guessing herself, like, am I hallucinating? Am I just imagining all this stuff? Is this actually happening? So it kind of has that like unreliable narrator feel, where it's like someone isn't just telling you what's happening and you know what's going on. It's like something's happening, they're telling you what's happening, but you also have to figure it out on your own, and then you don't know if what they're saying is true. And it's just basically about having patience and using your own knowledge from watching scary movies as well, and just piecing things together with the main character. So yeah, it just seems like it's going to be emotional. It seems like it's going to be very like somewhat of a slow pace. I saw a lot of people say that it didn't like really hit until like 60% in. That was when the pacing started like to speed up and fly through. But the first like 60% is just about her picking apart the chain of events that are happening and trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and you're also trying to figure out what's going on. So I just like that fogginess. Like I like not knowing 100% of what's happening. Even like with movies, like I feel like now with previews and stuff like that, they just show so much of the damn movie. It'll be like a 3-minute preview, and before I even go to the theater, I feel like I already know what happened. So I've started not watching the preview and just going into the movie blind, because it's just a better experience. And I feel like the fogginess in this book and not really knowing 100% of what's happening and trying to figure out things on your own, it's just gonna add to the spookiness. So the next book that I have on my TBR is The Plain Bad Heroine Society, right? The Plain Bad Heroine Society. That long ass title. Okay, so I think I saw Chloe reading this and she seemed to enjoy it. But this book basically follows these two main characters that are going to an all-girls school, and they are reading this horror book that they end up really enjoying, and they end up starting a book club, and they meet up and they just talk about the book. But something happens where they end up being killed, and they're found like surrounded by a swarm of like bees that have like infested their body. That's not good. So the school goes into a panic and decides to completely shut down. But before they're able to shut down, 3 more girls turn up dead within the same day. So the school shuts down. 10 years later, an author writes a book based off of the events that happened in 1902 with the with the 5 girls that died, and then that book is adapted into a movie. So this is basically like a story within a story within a story. You have one thing that happened in real life in 1902, and then boom, you have an author write about it, and then bam, her book is adapted, and then they go back to this school where all of this happened to film the movie, and shit starts happening that is very creepy, very scary, and the actresses are in danger. So clearly the time span has not changed the fact that this place is haunted, the school is haunted, but hey, the show must go on. Hollywood wants its coin, so they have these actresses over there risking their damn lives in order to be on the big screen. So that is what this book follows, and I have seen this book. It is so chunky. It is so chunky. I don't know why, but I just love a good chunky book, especially when the plot is good, and this is a horror book, so I just know it's gonna deliver. This is definitely on my TBR. I just don't want to buy any more books because I am going back home soon. Thank you, Jesus. We have a month left and I will be back in Atlanta. I have been in Texas for work and I am finally going back in a month, so I'm not buying any more damn books. I'm actually packing after this video, so yes. Okay, I'm just getting so excited reading the synopsis of some of these books because I forgot about them and they just all sound really cool. So the next book that I have on my TBR is The Murders of Molly Southbourne, and this is basically a book that follows the main character, and the first line in the synopsis says, "Every time she bleeds, a murder is born." So basically every time that she bleeds, a clone of herself is born, and they're exactly like her, but the only thing is they are trying to kill her. Like there can only be one me. Okay, there can only be one me. So she knows that as long as that she's alive, all of the clones of herself are going to be after her. I just think it sounds so cool. It kind of sounds like dystopian-ish, but it's also kind of creepy because it's like, imagine yourself trying to kill you, like a clone of yourself trying to attack and kill you. Like, that is so crazy. Like, that is like actually insane. I just think it sounds really cool, and it's kind of weird how her blood is what makes the clone. It sounds like dystopian almost, but it kind of feels like creepy because I would be completely freaked out if someone that looked exactly like me was set out to kill me, and it's not just one other clone, there's multiple, so she is in like intense danger. But it just sounds really cool. How long is it? And it's short. It's only 120 pages. I might have to actually read this soon. Child, the evidence is here. Another bag from Barnes & Noble. I think it's bad. It's just bad. So the next book that I have on my TBR is Not Even Bones. And so this book follows the main character. Her name is Nita, and her job is to take the body parts of magical beings and sell them on the black market. But she's not somebody who kills magical beings. She is someone who just takes them once they are actually dead. Her mother is the one that is out there killing the magical creatures. Okay, so her mom kills the creatures, brings them back, she dissects them, and then sells them on the black market. But one night her mother comes home with a magical being and he is still alive, and she does not feel like that is humane. I guess she feels bad, she feels empathy for this creature, so she's just like, I ain't doing this. So she sets him free, and he ends up capturing her, and my the tables have turned, honey. Okay, he trying to sell her ass, so he trying to sell her on the black market. So now she's trying to escape, and in order to escape, she's just willing to do anything. She just like, I try to do the right thing, and now it's cost me so much. So now she's trying to find her way back home and not be behind bars. That's just so crazy. Like, she tried to do something good and it bit her in the ass. So that's what this book follows. This one isn't so creepy. It kind of gives me like Daughter of Smoke and Bone vibes, but magical beings, just black market captures. I don't know, it doesn't sound too creepy, but it's still on my TBR and I want to tell you guys about it. So yeah, I definitely want to check it out. I think it's a series and it's doing pretty good on ratings and Goodreads, so if you want to check it out, check it out. So the next book that I have on my TBR is The Holo Places, and I feel like there's a lot of books this year and last year that had the word hollow in it, so I don't know if I've talked about this book before. So it basically follows the main character. Her name is Kara, and she is divorced, so now she's living back with her uncle, who has a bunker, and she starts snooping because she's bored. She starts snooping. She finds out that this bunker has a hidden hole in the wall that leads to a world with different portals, and she ends up going to one of those worlds. And in the world, she finds out that there's these creatures, and the more that you are scared of them, the stronger they become, and they can read your thoughts. So she's in danger because obviously if you go from a regular setting on planet Earth and then you go somewhere else and there's creatures and they are getting bigger and bigger by the second, girl, you're gonna be scared, and they can read your mind, and every time they read your mind and you're scared, they just getting bigger. She's in danger. Okay, so it just sounds creepy. I don't know what the hell I would do if I ended up in a different world and there was a whole bunch of creatures around me and they just kept getting bigger and bigger. Child, listen, I gotta go back to Earth. Like, send me back. Just send me back. Okay, so truthfully, I had 3 other books that I want to talk to you guys about, but this video is getting too long and I want to be able to edit it and post it for you guys in time. So I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully some of these books you haven't heard about and you're able to add to your TBR. I hope everybody has a great fall season. I cannot wait to go home and be in my house for Halloween, for all the spooky vibes. I'm just so excited. Please, please, please enjoy your day. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a ghost emoji. Leave a ghost emoji in the comment section below. And I will see you guys soon. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of videos based off of spooky things, so you can expect that. Expect your TBRs to grow, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, I haven't been saying, you know what? I have not been saying my ending. Always remember, read a book, keep your life interesting, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.